Hey guys, Tyrop here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Belgorod. After spawning on the left is Oki with US forces who has infantry, tactical support, looking into Recon Support. Teaming up with them, Karyl, aka Cheese Tonkatsu, aka Marshmallow Milk, who has Vanguard, Royal Artillery and advanced emplacements as the British forces. On the right hand side, Google Translate tells me this has slipped away with OKW going for Grand Offensive, and finally Killing Spree with Ostheer who has Joint Ops, Encirclement and German Mechanized. It's a bit of an unusual roster of commanders. In terms of rankings, Axis and Range team in the high 20s, Allies Random, Karyl rank 3, Oki 160. Okay, so MG setting up in the center. Went for one rifle into Pathfinders. But they aren't providing vision. Gotta be careful about trying to crawl out here. Could AoE suppress your echelon as well. Did manage to crawl out anyway. Section behind the cover. Force away though, double piles, tag team them. Wiring it off for future fighting.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
4 sections for Karyl. No Kuwagen back the other way, so not as important to go for the universal carrier. It looks like maybe some Fusiliers are slipped away. So early anti-tank grenades, if that universal carrier was constructed. But yeah, Fusilier is a pretty good option against Brits typically. So I think that's fine. Alright, coming up to the north, the MG packing up and moving across here. It's going to be spotted by the Pathfinders though as it rotates. And only went for the single squad of Pathfinders, a little bit unusual. 2 riflemen. Fake smoke. I mean, I generally do like the fake smoke, but at this stage of the game, there's nothing it can really be. So it's not a good time for the fake smoke. But I can appreciate it, but it's mistimed. And yeah, outnumbered in the 2-on-1, even without the machine gun support there. Bit of a rough one for Oki to start things off, but it's in a bit of trouble rankings-wise. Okay, some creative driving here with the Schwerwehr Schlepper. Oof. Launched. And yeah, stopping this Brit unit from firing at all, allowing these Fusiliers to win this fight quite handily, even at close range. So there you go. A little bit strange to go for a truck push when you're only going for 3 squads of infantry at the start. Didn't have that mine on retreat. Typically you want to put your tech truck down like very early if you're going for one less squad of mainlines. Maybe he's going to try to put it actually on the front line. Kind of looks like it. Captain for Oki. And getting some nice flanks going with that captain. Forcing a bunch of these troops away and finally going to get some territory for the allies up in the north. The allies have had a rough go of it in terms of fuel so far. Battle group setting up, and that's a very forward and very open position for it. Interesting, it's not going to try hide it behind here or this building either. Feels like a questionable choice. Going into an early Raketin after that as well. Also questionable. You know, you're up against Brits. What light vehicle are they going to get that's really going to harass you? Still quite an early timing on it. AC's just not that much of a threat that you need a preemptive Recon. You'd maybe be better off just waiting for this to complete and then building a machine gun, but I suppose he's got manpower to burn. Well, AC is on the field for Karyl, so looks like he cancelled the Recon and then started it again. I suppose if that's your tactic, you know, you want to predict that they're going to have the unit and then cancel it and then, you know, see it on the field. I can understand that. You save yourself the construction time of it. 2-2 meanwhile up in the north for Oki, or against Oki, and getting some work done. Anti-tank gun for Oki, so not going for the anti-air half-track, which I think I probably would recommend, have recommended at least. That's right. Make use of some forward reinforcing here. AC making a bit of a breakthrough there, trying to clear off the sandbags after this as well. Here comes the Recon though, to go for the machine gun, and I'm guessing it's going to be ISGs. Got both of these ticked at the truck.
Orders complete.
Grenadiers here! Taking rounds! Grenadiers reporting objective captured.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Okay, one section upgrade with the pyrotechnics. So Karyl going to come in for a bit of a double team in the north, which I think is a maybe pretty good idea. And then maybe the AC can actually find a target to shoot at, a vehicle-based target. Keaton coming in from the bottom of the map. Try handle this rotation, but here we go. We've got a firing line looking for a Grenadier wipe. Going for a bit of body blocking with that lead section. Clean stuff there from Karyl. Did have to retreat with his healing squad though. The other two sections chasing away the Recon could allow AC to come back in here, but it's occupied in the center at the moment. Chasing it back. Could throw out some base howitzer flares. No, he's going to retreat. Now sucked away, looking for a bit of a wipe, but just doesn't have the firepower. No STGs yet on this squad. Does have G43s on the other two Fusiliers though. AT gun pushing all the way forwards, and he gets the kill as well. Okay, that is really good news for Oki. So that was bleeding him a lot of manpower. And maybe he's going to go for the Greyhound. No, he's going for an airdropped combat group. Definitely an unusual build. Less desirable typically if you're going for like a captain style build, because you could already just build the pack howitzer, but it's alright, you know, you still get, it's a pretty good deal still, and you get the paratroopers, which can also plant mines, which is you know, I always talk about these paratroopers planting mines and nobody even does it, but I do it sometimes, and it's good. Nobody expects those USF mines, you know. You should have gone for a rifleman field defences. We've had a pretty bad run of players building those lately as well in these replays. What is he doing here? It's got the truck was rotating like it was going to set up right there. Insanity it would have been. Planted around here though still. Pretty fast tick. And it has been a pretty smooth start for the Axis, you know. Did lose one 222 and one Grenadier, but still feels like they've had better territory control to this point. Though Allies not that far behind on victory points, honestly. Squad of Panzer Grenadiers coming in for killing spree. Has locked into joint operations. Is that a rebuild on their lost Grenadier? It looks like it. AC staying at range here as an anti-tank gun threat nearby. Got Bolster and Brains now on these sections. But Fusiliers can just, like, you know, charge into close range against them and typically do very well. Much better than CG Volksgrenadiers do in those situations. So the squad out from the side, applying quite a lot of bleed, and we've got a mortar pit out the back there, which got quite a lot of damage done as well. Good job here sweeping up these mines. And a bit of a flank coming in here from this other section, the mortar pit getting a good hit in as well. 2 good hits. Not chasing in with the section. Harry crewed now and getting to work. Being forced up to full strength as well. Not going to be able to complete the capture here, or is he? It's risky. Could lose a squad on retreat. Ooh, I don't know about that. That was a late retreat. Bit of body blocking here from the Fusiliers, but here comes the AEC. Could maybe try and drop some smoke down. Could result in an engine crit, and the Raketin is nearby. Would be a risk. Oh, and he doesn't end up getting away with it. That was a late retreat. I think if he retreated like straight away, actually would have, based on how things gone, actually would have got away there. Would have been a close one still though. Here come the Brens though. Pressing back these Fusiliers from long range. There's capping up in the north. Could plant a mine down on that sandbag. Oh, there we go. Clears off a mine with the AEC's gun. Keaton coming in. Double building a sandbag there. Getting a nice position to fire from. One kill on the mortar pit. Okay, we've got an ISG back the other way. Guy slipped away. And also some overs. About 40 fuel now, the Axis away from these mediums. Or maybe killing spree's a bit closer though. He hasn't got his tick down yet, only just completing battle phase now. So might be going straight for a tier 4 build. He's doing well from long range. 2 engineers, by the way, for Karyl. It's interesting. It does make it typically easier to defend your mortar pit if it's taking damage. You just have more options for repairs then. And I'm actually retreating down here. The Over's got a couple of squads of Fusiliers, didn't like the situation he's found himself in, so he just goes for an early retreat. Oh, doesn't look good for the Major. Greyhound doing its best. Ugh. Its best is not good enough, and this is a very late Greyhound being brought in here. It's a bit worrying. A little bit too slow on the chase there as well. No chance of getting the wipe. Yeah, you know, 15 minutes is pretty standard for like an Ostheer medium tank. We could see that Killing Spree could just about have one on the field now after the build time. So pulling in a Greyhound, you know, like 30-40 seconds before that. It's quite scary, especially with just the 180 tank gun to defend it.
Contact! Enemy 18! Enemy 18! Gun ready!
But getting a decent amount of work done. We've got a mortar up there as well from Killing Spree. Quite a late mortar, which is maybe a little unusual.
Enemy
Maybe
forces
plans to
are
use it more for
securing our
smoke, but
territory.
I don't know. Seems like a bit of a late one, and did put down tier 3 actually. Putting the Panzer IV now. Okay, you can see about 30 fuel late, you know, about a minute and a half late starting construction, so
Our territory.
could have been more optimized, and that would shut down the Greyhound play even more. That Panzer IV was on the field. You see here doing his best, and there's up to actually 10 kills, a respectable tally for the AEC. Okay, artillery out the back. I couldn't see if that was fake or real this time. Oh, it is actually. It's the cluster bombs. Ooh. SGD crew, but these squads got away almost unscathed. They got a little bit lucky. I thought with the Pathfinders retreating it was actually Pathfinder artillery, but no. It was the cluster bombs. Pushing in a little bit behind this. He does have pyrotechnics, and he's going to launch some base howitzer fire onto this battle group now. Look at that firing line though of those greened up squads. Here come the LMG Grenadiers though in return. And they have a bit more staying power with that forward reinforced capability. Oh, he doesn't have the second howitzer. Oh, that's kind of trash actually. Without the second Howie, it's kind of a waste of munitions even, I'd say at this stage. Still, okay, I was going to say still has his option open, but selects advanced emplacements. Interesting. We've got a Jackson out now for Oki. So, you know, the Panzer IV arriving so late, pretty much immediately going to be countered by the Jackson. So you can see the importance, you know, those timings do matter a lot. I think in this case, you know, Killing Spree missing it in terms of building the tech structure, and manpower wise probably shouldn't have gone for the mortar. Issue on two fronts. Greyhound doing a bit of work down here, maybe baiting the Panzer IV in, and runs right into the AT gun Jackson combo. And there we go, Jackson able to finish the job there, which was good news, because if it missed that shot, the pathing it was taking was certain it was going to be able to finish the job. Get a second attempt at that. But yep, Killing Spree didn't get basically anything done with that Panzer IV, so promising signs for the Allies. So they are struggling down the center of the map at the moment. Everything getting suppressed. Just have this trench up here though to
Enemy threatening a capture
hold
point.
on. Actually jumps out of the trench for some reason. Oh, activated hold the line here, but it's a bit of a patchy situation. The forward sectors on this map very unusual. What it counts. And ultimately it's not a terribly good activation because of that. Jump back at the trench, fair enough. Here comes the ISG for that trench. Jumps out of it though, quickly.
Capture point is being overrun.
Tries to come into the sector and nearly dies. These hold the line planes, they're quite serious in terms of damage. Pathfinder's providing vision through the center of the map now. And he's going for a Centaur. No heavy mortar barrage yet, hasn't got hammer or anvil. So a bit more limited on the range, but you can just about target the edge of this battle group. Catch any reinforcing units, and now a Scott for Oki. Centaur is a little bit of a surprise. I mean, I suppose we do have a recon plane here, but it's quite late for a Centaur to be coming in, especially with Karyl having no anti-tank gun, no Piets on these more engineers. He's just got AEC for anti-tank. Luckily it doesn't matter too much because it's slipped away, saving for a Tiger, it looks like. Perhaps even a King Tiger, as the mechanized trucks coming out. Oh, here we go, Centaur though. It's a Nova squad straight away. The phosphorus coming down now here. That's actually one thing you can do with advanced emplacements. Use that phosphorus barrage. Thought maybe he's trying to sneak in here for some mass gammon bombs, but no, still doesn't have it ticked. He's going to throw out some base howitzer fire at Centaur, trying to get away here, but the Raketin is in hot pursuit. And the Centaur is quite low top speed, so when it takes an engine crit, it's very slow backing away. Gets in there for 2 shots. The anti-tank grenade is probably going to be able to finish the job. And there it goes. AEC's coming down, but yes, it's a little bit too slow backing away with the Centaur. And overall, that wasn't a very good push from Karyl, if I'm honest.
Our hammer tactics are ready.
If he had hammer earlier, managed to throw out 2 gammon bombs, probably could have knocked out the battle group. That would have made it worthwhile. Yeah, as it stands, that was not a very good play. Some bars now on these riflemen. Cowie in a little bit of trouble. Double AT guns chasing back the Greyhound. Jackson just camped out the back here. There's nothing for it to fire at currently. Scott up to 2 kills so far. The Allies are on the back foot again. It looks like they're trying to put a siege down on the mortar pit. That was not a good plan. All the Brit units come around the corner and the AT gun decrewed in the blink of an eye.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our
And
points.
I think Karyl could probably do with that actually. And he's gonna crew it, so he's got a free pack there. That was nice of Killing Spree to donate that to his opponent. And the Allies are actually ahead on victory points at this stage. So things are looking pretty good for them. The Axis seem to be bleeding a lot of manpower. So they can't actually get any tanks out at the moment. We've got a tier 4 down from Killing Spree. And yeah, slipped away. Should be fielding a Tiger now, but probably a King Tiger, but doesn't have the manpower for it. And for that second Raketin to counter the Centaur, which I think is a fine choice, but paying the price for it now. He's been bleeding quite a lot of manpower. Is this a freshly constructed machine gun? No, just been recrewing it. I was going to say, he's been bleeding quite a bit on this Ford battle group to that mortar pit. What? He's building a second mortar pit. Okay. And a comet at the same time. Pop and hold the line here. Squad might actually stay in here long enough to take an anti-infantry pass. Oh, not quite. Double mortar pits, though double heavy barrage could actually be quite nasty on this position. Some cluster bombs up in the north. Pretty good at dodging on that. So the plane's not really hitting too much either. And hold the line.
We're ready. Where do you want bombarded?
Under fire! Cherry MG has a
Is this the
signal.
end of the AEC? No. Kitten's missing. Oh, he doesn't have the pop cap for the comet. No, he does. I'll say. Let's get these two mixed up, but okay, here he comes. Got the comet now. Just about squeeze one more anti-tank gun in, which I think should be enough to handle a King Tiger once that eventually arrives. Slipped away just about there. Just been using the regular barrages on these so far, but could ramp up the pressure with the heavy barrage.
Have 300 points.
Double heavy barrages. The problem is, you know, sometimes if you go for the heavy barrage, it's such a long cooldown. Could mean your mortar pit's not firing at anything for a long time if there's no units in the auto fire range afterwards. Okay, it's a Panther for killing spree. Also has put Panzerschrecks on the Panzer Grenadiers. Second Scott, meanwhile, picked up by Oki. But here comes the King Tiger, upgrading with the commander as you would expect. Take that broken vision. Oof, and here we go, the heavy mortar strikes starting to land. Looks like they knocked out the stern pies. You've got to be very careful while repairing under fire like that. And we've got quite a few trenches down. And they do soften the blow of those King Tiger hits a huge amount. It's so much easier to hang on against it. Jackson, ooh, in some trouble, but the Scots actually knocking out the Grenadiers. Those two shots landing back to back. Didn't have much of a chance to dodge that. She's starting to get to work on these trenches, but that's one thing the Axis are missing, some indirect fire. Looks like Killing Spree's gonna go for a howitzer. It actually could be pretty decent with Karyl quite dug in. Karyl is going for the second anti-tank gun as expected. He's trying to trench his way forwards. Some World War I tactics going on here. Guys with a comfortable VP lead as well.
Is attempting to steal our sector.
Comes out of the trench there. King Tiger arriving, getting around the corner. King Tiger's going to spend some time destroying the trench as well. Pathfinder's getting spotted. He's actually gone for a bazooka on those Pathfinders. Double bazookas, in fact. Oh, and the battle group does eventually fall to those double heavy mortar barrages. Just too much firepower, especially with slipped away losing those stern pies. There's nothing he can do about it. Maybe Killing Spree could have came down there to assist, but he's only got one pie himself, so kind of tied up with the howitzer construction, as well as repairs on his own units. Tiger rolling down. Anti-tank guns there though as well. Usually flares up, providing some vision. But it seems like Karyl is pretty good setup here to dig in and make life miserable if you slipped away. Howie is barraging down here. So, okay, 4 kills. I believe those might be... Oh no. I was going to say I thought they might be medics, but... looks like they're perhaps Royal Engineers. Target finds a pretty good angle here away from the anti-tank guns. The ISG actually polishing off quite a few models. Here come the anti-tank guns for both players though. A lot of bounces both directions. Comet's got sturdy armor, 290 I believe, so bounce a few of those hits. Double Scott's barrage not hitting too much. Axis on the drain, but only briefly.
Tank destroyer is ready for orders. Over here. Armor ready.
Second Jackson for Oki. I think this is going to take him above 100 pop cap once everything's recruit. So once that happens, you know, your manpower income incredibly low. Kind of need to make plays, maybe take some trades. Otherwise you won't be able to reinforce your units, your manpower income's just so taxed. MG did up here though, the double Scots. Getting the job done. Oh, and they're just hanging on against these Panzerschrecks. Greyhound coming in here for some risky maneuvers perhaps. Get them moving in. A bit of smoke, a bit of Scott work. Panzerschreck's missing and looking pretty good for Oki still. Not if the Jackson takes that much damage though. Comet meanwhile getting some work done through the center of the map. Decrease the Raketin, the King Tiger is lumbering its way up here. It's a tremendous hit right away. Oh wow, I was going to say the crew on that MG was so spread out, but the Comet actually getting a lucky hit there to finish it off. Looks like slipped away, wants to go rebuild on his battle group. I imagine this will be back at base this time. I don't think the Fusiliers get self-healing, right? There's one drawback on them compared to Volkskrieger, so if you do lose your battle group like this, struggle to heal back up. But yeah, indirect fire is oh, did I miss the Howie dying up here? Oh, I sorely apologize for that. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know what happened there. Was it the precision barrage? Might have been. Could also have been Pathfinder artillery. I did see them camouflaged up here earlier, sneaking around. Either way, yeah, the Howie perhaps wasn't the strongest option. I mean, it's kind of nice to battle against these trenches, but it's the age-old issue when fighting against advanced emplacements. Howitzers kind of good at barraging emplacements and wearing them down, but they have to counter the howitzer in the precision barrage. So it's a troubling commander to handle. There goes the AEC, got a nice treat shot off. Double AT guns lighting up the King Tiger. One more. No. Tech rounds. And they don't connect. Excuse me. Recon plane up from killing speeds. One thing we haven't seen too much from the Axis is the recon planes, smoke planes, both in flush with munitions. Jackson biting off, Panther biting off a bit more than it can chew against the double Jacksons. And Scott's meanwhile tearing up the back line. Pretty Decent stuff here from the allies at the moment. Does go for another forward battle group, but it's off to the side. I think this... No, I think maybe this mortar pit, the closer one of the two, would still be out of heavy barrage there actually, but I don't think the other one will be in range. Pretty close to his own base though, so definitely not as much value. And the Bombier maybe going to switch sides. Could be a decent idea, you know, up against double Jacksons and a anti-tank gun up in the north. I think he's quite limited up there. Maybe the Axis can combine, use their arranged team prowess to
damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Try overwhelm Karyl and maybe knock out these positions. Pushing in here. No King Tiger. Still out for repairs. No Bombier. Drops hold the line, but again, like these hold the line activations are a little bit confusing on this map. I don't understand why more sectors aren't getting lit up by them, but alright. Section dead though, so did get something done, slipped away. Or was that an anti-tank gun weapon crew? I don't think so. They're both still over here. It's a little bit unusual why it's split up on the UI though. Usually they'd be next to each other. 04's up covering the center. Looks like Karyl just kind of content to lock down the middle, occasionally contest this VP, and whatever Oki can do up in the north, which at the moment is some great work. Just content to ride out the VPs, not looking to push in, go for the jugular. King Tiger's vested up now, it's got that spearhead mode, it's got that broken vision. But yeah, the lack of indirect fire really hurting the Axis at the moment. Especially up against Karyl. Perhaps the Bombier wasn't the best choice. Maybe Werfers would have been a better option. It's kind of just allowing more opportunities to feed vet to these double Jacksons. If you're up against single Jackson, maybe I can understand it, but the double Jacksons, it's a bit much to handle. Having trouble, still only at 2 kills. Axis really feeling VP drain, but bit of a move coming down for slipped away. Got some flares coming up. King Tiger, that spearhead mode active. See what he can get done here. He's got to remember to push in with these Raketans. You know, they can be used for killing trenches, killing off the emplacements, killing the comet. Let's go and drop the artillery from the commander, tank commander. And Karyl actually runs right into it with their 6-pounder. Trying to out-repair the Panther's damage through the centre of the map. Engineers charging ahead, looking to get an engine crit in and maybe steal that Panzer Shrek. Not able to do so, and here we go. It looks like the Bofors is going to fall. The Axis making some decent moves here. Able to decrew that AT gun again, but oof. Fusilier is dead quite quickly. This Comet getting much better AoE shots than it usually does with that main gun. Going to kill off that decrewed 6-pounder, it looks like. Here comes some indirect fire finally. The T-gun dodges the worst of it.
The enemy have destroyed a forward position.
All the trenches have been erased. But doesn't feel confident enough to stay in there with the King Tiger. Decent start for the Walking Stuka though. Definitely cleared the path. It's quite late, you know, 40 minutes to be getting it wants to, you know, vet it up. Looks as though they've stopped the drain down to 134. Tiger with that vision, a real headache. Very tough to handle. May require a 17-pounder even. Karyl does have enough room in his army for that. Or is it going to be the Firefly? It's a more direct counter. Could also perhaps do with some Piets on those Royal Engineers, just in case. Careful though, this AT gun doesn't have sprint like the Britain one does. Fires out some regular smoke, not the phosphorus though, that's a little unusual. The Fusiliers is going to run right through it. AT gun decrewed up the north there. Recon plane up for killing spree. Axis getting something going here. Artillery drop down on the AT gun, it's going to get away. But this is where the Piets could come in handy a little bit. At least before they get suppressed by that spearhead hull gun. The Jacksons actually were considering coming down here. Does mean he's a bit spread out at the moment. Panther getting aggressive. While the other Jackson's away, he's coming back in. So it's kind of all enabled by this recon plane killing spree. Feeling confident to make this move because he's got that vision up. It's by a target weak point here. Jackson limping away to safety. The T-gun completely destroyed. This Walking Stuka just about knocks out one Ford assembly. That's the repair assembly. But the Axis do seem to be doing quite a lot better now all of a sudden. That King Tiger vet is starting to help out. The indirect fire from the Walking Stuka. It's going to be a worth it shortly as well. Oh, those cluster bombs just somehow didn't do any damage to that MG. Unfortunate for Oki. Okay, AT gun decrewed and killed off down the bottom there. Going through the damage with the engineers.
Ready for action.
Vet 1 could actually be very strong against this kind of play. Needs to get there first though on that Walking Stuka.
The enemy is taking our territory.
We're finding a nice moment where the Jackson's a little bit too far back. Jackson occupied fighting the Panther, but the Shreks are able to get in close here. We're firing back, but the Para's very low. Hold the line active now. They're getting a bit too close there. Thought it might have got targeted. Targeting the trench. So it does see about half health of the squad inside, but it's not that impressive. It's walking into the middle. Avoids most of the damage from that plane, honestly. MG got in trouble though. This could be bad news for the Allies. Kind of hitting that critical mass now. Slipped away with the Jagdpanzer arriving. Doesn't have the heat shells though. It's not elite armored. It's not as good. Bit of damage there from Hold the Light. Forcing the King Tiger off. Maybe one more set of AI planes? No. A few more points draining away. Allies briefly setting up this triple cap. The Axis capping central and south. Got the Firefly on the field now for Karyl. Low on munitions though, so can't fire any tube rockets, and straight away is in some trouble. That broken vision from the King Tiger allowing this to happen, and this is where not having Piets can really hurt you. Or can help you, because you can actually force away the Fusiliers. Okay, the repair assembly knocked out. And nothing really to stop this. Got the AT gun coming down. He might need some assistance from his teammate. He needs those Jacksons down here, because he's in some trouble. Firefly's on the front lines, so low. One stray Jagdpanzer shot could get the job done, and again, because of this broken vision, this is King Tiger can see like all the way back here. Oh, the Jagdpanzer goes down though. Ooh, that pathfinding not the smoothest. Oh, the King Tiger though, he's getting the big hits now. 27 kills. Oh, the mortar pits though, hitting back. Okay, well that's good news for Karyl, able to relieve that pressure. Knocked out a Fusilier there, knocked out the Jagdpanzer. King Tiger trying to get the kill shot. Packers vetted, could fire target weak point. He's trying to go for it, but some artillery got dropped down on it, so he could lose this now. Ooh, off to the side a little bit. Dodged just far enough to stay alive. Shrek's coming in here though to try mop up these emplacements. He's bracing through it. And the Comet firing some smoke there. Interesting that he keeps firing smoke instead of the phosphorus in these situations.
The enemy have destroyed a forward position.
Really strong walking Stuka hit.
Losing a capture point.
He's vetted up now, so he can start to throw those incendiary barrages down. They're very damaging against emplacements. You know, you can't really brace through them as easily with the damage over time. And of course you can't repair through it if the flames are covering, so... Oh, a few shots traded up here, but Scott's still standing. The 8 VPs left for the Axis, but they're doing alright. Recon plane up for killing spree. Gun in a nice forward position there, forcing back the King Tiger. Feels like these mortar pits have been a little bit inactive lately for Karyl. So they haven't been barraging that often. Struggling for repairs a bit at the moment. He's going to go for the rebuild on the repair assembly, it looks like. Oh, Panzer Shreks on the rebuilt Fusiliers, that's interesting. This time it gets hit by the phosphorus though. And again, the Allies doing a good job. Just about getting the triple cap going. Bouncing around up in the north, trying to avoid those Brumbeer hits. There's Strug in the mix now though. Oki's got to be careful. He did lose that anti-tank gun. And here we go. Big moves. Coming in, anti-tank grenade onto the Panther. That's the benefit of having these riflemen on hand. So that Panther getting chopped down quite quickly. Greyhound forgotten about. Dying to the pack. No! Pack misses the kill shot. Could still go down though, and does. Bazooka's doing alright. Jackson coming in. What's the Stug doing? Uh-oh. Firefly even coming in to assist. Good teamwork there by Karyl. Killing spree. Overstaying his welcome a bit with that Stug. T-Gun getting out of there though. In fact, doing some friendly fire, I think, with those cluster bombs. And he knocks out his own rear echelon. But yeah, oftentimes, you know, these kind of Pathfinder mascot strats, no rifleman to stop those kind of plays, but this time Rifle Squad is in a perfect position. Made the Panther unable to escape. Drops down some artillery again from the King Tiger. I think he's targeting these fort assemblies. Doesn't quite knock this one out though. There's one more hit. Firefly's rotated to the bottom now as well. King Tiger always has the vision advantage, so it's hard to handle. If we're coming down here, will that finish off the assembly? Is it already dead? I can't. Zombie assembly? VP's just constantly changing hands this match. Allies still with such a large lead though. Just cheeky grenade into the retreat path, but could cost him his Panzer Grenadiers, and does. Ostheer though getting a big hit in. And the rifleman dead in return. That was the low vet of the two rifle squads at least though. Instant rebuild on them. For another Scott now. There's a bit more room in the pop cap now, Oki, after losing the Greyhound. Oh, just as I say that, he's called in another one. Ooh. Good mortar pit hit there. I was just talking about how I thought they were a bit inactive in that one. Showing me wrong.
We got a rifle squad waiting for orders.
Okay. Jagdpans are back on the field. I didn't actually notice. It's got a repair bunker back here for killing spree. Perhaps explaining why he's only got the single pyro, but it's all the way back at base. I suppose it's safe back there at least, but long way to go with your tanks for repairs. Engine crit on the Comet, slowing things down. Greyhound doing some creative driving. Triple tank destroyers. They're making a move on the King Tiger, the allies. Good coordination here by the randoms, but they're bouncing and missing everything. King Tiger's armor holding strong. Engine crit on the Fireflies, firing the tulips. They both connect, stunning the King Tiger. It's up to the Jacksons to try and finish the job here now. But the King Tiger facing his frontal armor. Jackson needs one more hit. One more hit, but the Jagdpanzer is coming down. He gets it, but it's abandoned. Oh no. Bad news for Oki. He has to hang about here, but he's still, I think, on the frontal armor. He pins again, though. He's going to lose the Jackson in the process. The Firefly also did, so double Jacksons and the Firefly did to kill that King Tiger. These are some big casualties. Okay, here comes the Comet back in with the war speed. Great maneuvering. Fresh Panther down here for killing spree though. Packs here, the Comet's greedy stuff trying to decrew the mortar. Here comes the Jagdpanzer and the Panther. But the Jagdpanzer bouncing, it looks like. No engineers target the wrong tank, no engine crit. Bit 3 pack just going to town here. Look at the rate of fire on that thing. And now the Jagdpanzer, what's this doing so far forwards? He's trying to kill off the mortar pit. Oh boy, he's not going to get the kill on that. He could even lose his Jagdpanzer now. The bazookas on the Pathfinders. Ooh, they're not chasing though. Between the reload, the Comet's going to come in to try to finish the job. He's not going to let this get away. Misses the first shot though. the Axis can do about that, though. The Panther dead.
Reconnaissance flight ready at
Well,
your
engineers do
disposal.
go down, though. Try to bring them in for a snare and repairs.
25 points.
Hard to come by for the Allies.
Being overrun.
Drops down the flames this time. And there goes one mortar pit. Tried to brace through it, but it's too low in health. Here come a whole gang of Panzerschrecks.
There's a comet tank ready to go.
Not enough. And yeah, look at that. Burning through that Ford assembly so quickly. Shame we didn't see those earlier. A few they're dead up here though somehow. I didn't really see how that
Our capture
came
point.
to
They're
pass.
trying to take it.
Second comet now for Karyl. Doesn't need the Firefly as much now that King Tiger's dead. So switching over, which I think is a good choice. Is hurting for repairs though, just the one more engineer. Gonna knock out the Fusilier. Definitely, I think Karyl's been running quite hot on these Comet main gun hits. Okay, kind of a predictive barrage there with the Werfer and gets a pretty strong hit on the infantry sections. He's capping down the bottom here, Axis down to just 12 VPs. Here comes a command Tiger though.
They only have 10 points remaining.
AT polished off. Axis just don't have any infantry though to really jump on these capture circles.
Just lost a unit.
And our Pathfinders, they had a good run. They finally end up going down. Yeah, Allies taking no prisoners. Got for the third VP as well. And that will lead them to victory. GG. Well, it was a rough start for the Allies. Struggling on territory control. Especially, I think Oki was having a bit of trouble in the early stages. But I think, Killing Spree missing that medium tank timing by, a couple minutes. And then by the time the Panzer IV arrived, there was already Jackson on the field. And then as soon as the Panzer IV started fighting, it just died to the Jackson. And that kind of erased the entire lead the Axis had at that stage. Slipped away also. Struggling for manpower, did end up delaying that King Tiger by quite a lot. So that kind of, those two factors allowed the Allies back into this match. And they held on strongly. The double mortar pits sieging out this battle group with great results. And yeah, just in the end, I think the Allies, the random team, had better arranged team coordination than the Axis, which is unusual to see, but some good rotations of the tank destroyers from side to side, making the difference in a couple of these engagements. Well done by the Allies. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.